Right now, Lucasfilm is working on a new animated series that will be a direct sequel to The Bad Batch, and most recently, the company announced the recruitment of employees to work on this very animated series. On the official Disney job site, they posted several offers regarding a long animated series, possibly with 2 or 3 seasons, but later, when the whole internet started talking about it, the company quickly hid all these vacancies. Earlier, insiders also confirmed that Lucasfilm is working on a sequel to The Bad Batch, and most likely the new series will become much darker and tell us many stories about those characters who fought with the Empire and helped the surviving Jedi and clones. There was even an entire organization called the Hidden Path, which included Quinlan Vos, Asajj Ventress, and Cere Junda, Cal Kestis' mentor. But there were also many clones who defected to the rebels, and as the same Bad Batch showed, there were only more such clones in history. If the rumors are confirmed and the new series really highlights the hidden path and the uprising of the surviving clones, then something truly grandiose awaits us, and I really hope that Lucasfilm is working on such a project. And in my opinion, this is the only logical animated series about the events between the 3rd and 4th episodes, and most importantly, it should be the last. Perhaps you will object, but I want to say right away that I am already a little tired of the fact that Lucasfilm has completely stopped telling stories about other eras of Star Wars. They tried with Acolyte and sequels, and both turned out badly through their own fault, but this is no reason not to show us anything else except those unfortunate 20 years of domination of the Galactic Empire. Therefore, in my humble opinion, the new animated series for several seasons should be the last such project and put all the dots so that the story can develop normally further. The final 3rd part of the game about Cal Kestis will be released soon, and the final season of Andor is due to premiere in half a year. And I think it's a good idea to make the same final part from the world of animated series about dark times. We know that after Order 66, there were several disparate clones and Jedi teams in the galaxy that continued to fight the Empire, and there were many Inquisitors from the Empire itself, but at the time of the 4th episode, there are neither those same teams nor Inquisitors. There is only a small group of rebels on the planet Yavin, and there is Darth Vader with Emperor Palpatine, no one else. Therefore, it is necessary to finally show us this transition and patch up all the plot holes so that the audience does not have questions, why were all these characters not in the original trilogy? Lucasfilm has produced so many surviving heroes, which of course breaks the story a little and generates a complete misunderstanding. We have a grown-up Omega, there are survivors Asajj Ventress and Quinlan Vos, there are defector Inquisitors Reva and Lin, and with them Barriss Offee, who probably survived that blow in the Tales of the Empire. There are so many surviving clones like Rex, Wolf and Gregor, including Commander Cody, and they all continue to fight for the liberation of their captured brothers and, one might say, for the lost ideals of the Republic. And I'm not talking about game characters yet. All of them are disparate groups of rebels who are fighting a serious battle with the Empire, but when it comes time for the 4th episode and the most important battle, none of them are there at all, which is why the table falls on the shoulders of Luke, Han and Leia. While the rest disappear, it is unclear where. So I'm telling all this because I think it's important to patch up the plot holes and finish these story arcs with one big animated series, which will certainly be the continuation of The Bad Batch. I see only one character as the main villain, Darth Vader, and he definitely has to fight spectacularly with Asajj Ventress to put an end to their long-term confrontation during the Clone Wars. In addition, it was Ventress who left Anakin with the famous scar in the area of his eye in their duel many years ago. Or Vader will fight both Quinlan and Ventress at the same time, and maybe with all the Inquisitors who betrayed him to demonstrate how powerful he has become. Because in the same book, The Dark Lord, he dealt with a crowd of Jedi in the most brutal way. However, this is in the book, but I want to look at such a fierce duel on the screen. So many unfinished stories, I'm amazed. That's why Star Wars needs another series about the events between the 3rd and 4th episodes, but one that is as dramatic and spectacular as possible to bring the audience straight into the original trilogy and answer all the questions. And the most important thing is that this series shows many characters and events at once and is not tied to one particular squad that just wanders around the galaxy and from time to time performs some kind of left-wing missions. Long-winded narration and intimacy are the main problems of all the latest animated series on Star Wars. I want a repeat of the Clone Wars, where more events took place in one episode than in the entire Bad Batch. Show us that the galaxy is alive. If Lucasfilm has not yet completely lost their understanding of their own fictional universe and maintain at least some kind of connection with fans, then they should realize that this is exactly the kind of project Star Wars needs most, and that Darth Vader is a kind of final boss that cannot be passed. I'm not saying that the universe should turn into a solid fan service, but as has been mentioned many times, it's time you finish a lot of storylines that just hung in the air. And then you can explore the era of the Old Republic, gorgeous in all its manifestations, or show the same flourishing of the Republic, but not as they did with Acolyte. There are a lot of ideas for stories, these are good Star Wars, but if the pen of the screenwriter got into my hands, then I would film a book about Darth Bane and show what a normal Acolyte should have become. Or I would film the story of Revan from The Mandalorian Wars to the Fall. There is also an option to make an animated series about the reign of the greatest Emperor Vitiate, showing all periods and personalities from Tenebra to Valkorion. There are a lot of ideas, but as they say, there would be a desire. I would rather believe that they will make a new cartoon based on the era of sequels than on the Old Republic. It is quite possible that the official announcement of all that we talked about today will take place at the Star Wars Celebration, which will be held from April 18 to 20, 2025 in Japan. Maybe they will even show us a teaser, but most likely Lucasfilm will limit itself to just a mention and a logo. What can you say about this? As always, I'm waiting for your opinion in the comments. It is always very interesting to see the mood of the Star Wars audience. Please subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot for watching and see you soon. May the Force be with you.